In this video, we are going to understand how to update database item between Tally and Notion. So let's say that there are certain tasks created in your Notion platform. Now I want that every time I receive a response from Tally Form Builder and then there is certain data, so this task that is there in Notion should automatically get updated. How can that be done? For this we will have to integrate Tally and Notion, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect. So here my trigger application will be Tally and my action application will be Notion. Now how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. Now to begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect. As we do that, here we have reached the landing page. On the right hand side, we have the options to sign in or sign up. Since I'm an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in. And as I do that, here we have reached all applications page. Now these are the various products of Pabbly. I'm going to click on access now for Pabbly Connect. As I do that, here we have reached a dashboard. Now on the right hand side, we have a tab create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here my objective is that I have got certain tasks in Notion. Now every time a form response has been received, which is a Tally form builder application, now automatically that database item in Notion should be updated as per the response received. So I'm going to name it as update database item between Tally and Notion. Let's click on create. So as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One here is trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically action here is the response of your trigger application. Now as per this integration, my trigger application here will be Tally form builder. Let's click on this. Now the trigger event, so this is the event that is going to make this workflow run, and here it would be new response. So this workflow is going to run every time a new response is received through Tally form builder. Now here you can see we have received a webhook URL. We are going to copy this and then we are going to follow this help desk given. Let me show you exactly what you have to do. So I already have logged into my Tally account. So this here is the dashboard. Now this is the form that I already have created. You can create your own form by clicking on this tab here. So let me show you this form. I'm going to edit this. Okay, so this is the form with the following fields: task name, details, start time and date, end time and date, assignee's name, contact number and email address. Now what we have to do is, once this is created, you have to go to integrations. Now here you have to go to webhooks, click on this connect tab, and this URL that we had just copied, we are going to paste this over here. So once done, let's click on connect. And yes, our connection is all set. And once this is done, let's go back to Pabbly Connect. Here you can see it is asking us to do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So now I'm going back here, go to share. So we have received the link. I'm going to copy this link and open this in a new tab. And once I do that, let's fill in the details. Now, before I do that, let me show you the same task which is created in Notion. So I've already logged into my Notion account. So let's go to tasks. And here you can see there are a lot of tasks created. Let's say that I'm going to work for this demo task. Here you can see the name is demo task. What is the description? New integration. Start date is 13th of June, 12 AM. And end date is 14th of June. And then we have the assignee's name, assignee's email, and then we have the assignee's contact number. Now I'm going to make a change here. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to name the task as demo task. Now I'm going to change the task details. So I'm here going to write integration and automation. Then we have the start time. Let's say the start time is 10 o'clock. And what is the start date? Let's say it is 15th. What is the end time? The end time is 14 and it is 15. Okay, 14:15. Now add the end date. So here again it is 15th. Now what is the assignee's name? Let's say it is test user. Then we have the mobile number. And then we have the assignee's email address. So it is testuser@pabblytudes.com. Now once we have filled in the details, I'm going to click on submit. And once this is done, now let's go back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the response, and yes, here it is. Now here you can see that we have received the entire response. This is the task name, details, start time, date, end time, date, assignee name, contact number, email address. This here is the event ID, event type, and rest of the details. Now once this is done, I have to update the same in Notion. Before that, I'm going to search for this particular task in Notion. So my action application here will be Notion. Let's click on this. Now to search for this database, I'm going to select query a database. So it is going to retrieve results on the basis of query passed to a database. Let's click on this, click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with a Notions account. I'm going to select add new connection and connect with Notion. Now as we do that, here you can see that Pabbly Connect is requesting access to Ashi Rai's Notion. So here I'm going to go down, select pages. I'm going to select all the pages. Let's click on allow access. Now once this is done, we can see that the authorization has been successful. Now I'm going to take you down, and first of all we have to select the database. So we already know that the name of the database is tasks, so it has already been captured by the system. Now comes the filter conditions. So here I'm going to paste this. Okay, let's copy and paste the same here. Now what is the property that I'm looking here? So this is task name. Then here select, this is the title, and this should be equal to the name of the task. For this I'm going to map the information. How? As I click on this, here is the name of the task, and the method by which I have added the information here is known as mapping. Mapping is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Now the next thing is sort by property. So what is the property? Now sort by property. So here I'm going to write task name. So I'm going to sort this property by task name. Let's click on save and send test request. And as we do that, here we have received the response. So this here is the created time, and this is the edited time. Then again, as I take you down, so we have got the name of the person, the email address, mobile number. So we have got all the details. And now here you can see this here is the URL, and this here is the page ID. Now my next application is again going to be Notion. So once I have received that yes, this particular database is there, then I'm going to update the same. So action event here would be update page. Let's click on connect. I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. And now the database is already been selected by the system. Page ID. Now for this page ID, I just need this part. So to get this part, I'm going to add another action step, and this time I'm going to choose a feature by Pabbly, which is text formatter. So let's click on this, and here the action event would be to split text. Let's click on connect. So here I wish to split which text. For this I'm going to go to step 2, and let's go down. So this here is the URL, and now I only want this number. So here I'm going to use the separator, which is dash, and then which segment do I want? The last segment. I'm going to click on save and send test request. You can see I've received the number. So once this is done, so here I'm going to quickly reconnect using the existing connection. And once this is done, here we have to enter the page ID. Let's go to step 3. This here is the page ID. Now the assignee's name. So I'm going to go to step 1, and this here is the assignee's name. Then we need the contact number. So here is the contact number. Description. So this here is the description. Then we have the start date. So this here is the start date. Assignee's email. So here is the assignee's email. Then we have the end date. So this here is the end date, task name, and here we have the task name. Let's click on save and send test request. Now as we do that, here we have received the response according to which now this particular task should be updated in Notion. Let's go and check the same. You can see that I have received the updated details here. So this basically means that our integration is a success. But we also need to check the same in real time. So what I'm going to do is, I'm again going to take you to Tally Form Builder. I'm going to copy this form, open this again in a new tab. Let's click on enter, and here let's say the name of the task is again demo task. And the task details, here I'm going to write just checking the integration. So this is the name of these are the task details. Then the start time here will be 9:10 and the start date here will be 16th. End time here will be, let's say, 15 and the minutes here is 15:15. Okay. Then we have the end date, which is 16. Then we have the assignee's name. So let's say the assignee this time here is smart user. Okay. Then we have the contact number. And then we have the assignee's email address, which is smartuser1@pabblytudes.com. Now I'm going to click on submit. So here we can see that the form has been completed. Automatically, let's go to Notion and you can see that yes, the description has been changed. This means that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application is Tally, where the event is new response. Then our first action application is Notion, where first we had queried a database to see if the database exists. And then our action application was a feature by Pabbly which was text formatter. This was to get the page ID. And final action application was Notion again, where we had to update the page. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.